So this article is from Vox, which, some stuff I like from Vox, some stuff I really don't. But I thought this article was kind of neat for Earth Day today. Here's 7 things we've learned about Earth since last Earth Day. We learned that we might not be here much longer. No, so here we go. Let's go straight to the bullet points here. They have a little preamble, but whatever. Kids today face a truly frightening climate future, and they're mad as hell at adults for neglecting the problem. Many people under the age of 18 right now may be around to see the end of the century, and a growing number of them are not pleased with the climate they're inheriting. Our current trajectory puts the planet on course to warm by 4 degrees Celsius by 2100, creating a world that will be devastated by disasters, droughts, disease, and food shortages. In March of this year, students in more than 120 countries went on strike from school to demand action on climate change. These climate strikes are part of a youth-led climate activism movement with another global strike planned for May 24th. The hashtag Fridays for Future strike movement began when Greta Thunberg, a 16-year-old from Sweden, began skipping school and picketing outside the Swedish parliament to protest her government's inaction on climate change in August. She has since become something of a global ambassador for youth anxieties about climate change and has pressured European Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker to commit €1 trillion to fight climate change. Man, I'll tell you what, this generation, the fact that they're so vocal about these issues is nothing short of incredible. When I was a kid, we weren't protesting anything of note. At least I sure wasn't, and there were certainly no mass movements like this. It's really inspiring, and especially since this generation of young people, they only know, especially here in the United States, they only know war. They only know war. We've been at war as long as they've been alive. They only know war, and they only know economic despair. That's all they know. They only know a shrinking job market, shrinking opportunities, crippling debt, and war. And the knowledge of, hey, we had to act on climate change yesterday. That's the world they know. And they're being loud. And that's one thing that can give you a little bit of hope for the future. That these young people aren't going to stand for it. And when I say young people, I mean the people in middle school and high school and college right now. All right, let's move on to number 2. Plastic is increasingly not fantastic. Whales washing ashore filled with plastic have become distressingly familiar sign of the immense amount of plastic we've allowed to wash into an ocean. A pregnant sperm whale was found with 49 pounds of plastic in her stomach. In March, a Covers-beaked whale was found vomiting blood off the coast of the Philippines. Oh, God. It died a few hours later with 88 pounds of plastic waste that were discovered in its stomach. We only recycle about 9% of the plastic we produce, and even that tiny fraction is under threat. China, the world's largest recyclable plastic importer, began to slash its intake last year. The move has rippled throughout the world. It's already forced some recycling programs in the United States to shut down entirely. Number 3, life is so much heavier than we thought. Have you ever contemplated how much every plant, fungus, bacterium, insect, bird, fish, and mammal all put together would weigh? Maybe not, but last year scientists did just that, calculating the total mass of all life on Earth as we know it. Okay, so there's a helpful visual for the mass of all life. The mass of bacteria is 1,100 times more than the mass of all humans put together. That's interesting. All right, so there you go. Number 4, frogs are croaking from a nasty fungus. Play on words there. Frogs are often sentinel species that scientists study closely because they are especially sensitive to changes in their environment, like temperature, rainfall, habitat loss, and invasive species. Sentinel species are also serve critical roles as predators and prey in their habitats. Their fates... All right. So there's this amphibian fungus that is taking out a lot of frogs. So this fungus has driven 90 frog species to extinction and forced another 124 to decline. population has only been going on for about the last 50 years. While the fungus is deadly on its own, humans have aided its spread around the world. The disease is hard to eradicate, but there is some evidence that the pace of decline is slowing down. So, going on this, life is disappearing, appearing, and evolving right in front of us. That's number 5. The World Wildlife Fund reported that vertebrate populations have declined by a jaw-dropping average of 60% since 1970. That includes birds, mammals, fish, reptiles, and amphibians. Yet, even as species disappear, we do occasionally discover new ones. Scientists found 5 new frog species in Madagascar, for example. It's a regular reminder that we still don't fully grasp all the nuances of life on Earth, even as we unwittingly extinguish it. But perhaps, and even more intriguing and disturbing, is that we are changing life too. Researchers reported this year that as climate change raises average temperatures, sea turtles are experiencing a dramatic change in their sex ratios. Temperature is a major variable in determining the sex of a reptile, and in one species, scientists found that baby sea turtles now outnumbered males 116 to 1. It's a development that could herald a population crash among turtles. So basically, sea turtles are in a lot of trouble right now. But if you're a dude sea turtle and you're into the ladies, holy shit, enjoy the ratio while you can. I mean, there's only so much you can do. Male sea turtles, go out and get your fuck on. I mean, really, that's actually the best thing you can do for your species. If you're a sea turtle right now, man, the odds are ever in your favor. If you're a heterosexual male sea turtle. You got 116 ladies to you. That would be like the most popular college for dudes to apply to on the planet, if that was a real thing. Sea Turtle U. Seriously, though, I hope those male sea turtles start breeding like a bunch. That's what they got to do. But I guess there's a chance that the ladies will just have more ladies, and then it's like, well, shit, because I guess the temperature has something to do with only female sea turtles are making it, because they adapt to that better. So male sea turtles, start having sex. Seriously, I mean, it's not a guarantee that more dudes are going to happen, but you got to try. That's the ultimate pickup line for any male sea turtle out there. Like, hey, you interested? I don't know if I'm into it tonight, male sea turtle person. Look, we got to make more of me. You're right. We really do. What if I just have women? You want to roll the dice, baby? Let's roll the dice. All right, let's do this. You're a handsome fella. You seem nice. Here we go. Boom. Consensual sea turtle boning. And then hopefully she has a dude. I'm not saying that. I mean, all sea turtle life is great. I'm just saying that according to this article, and I'm just learning about this right now, they need more guys or they're screwed. They need more. They're only having 116 to 1. So, the brink is facing extinction. I don't want anyone to think I'm discriminating amidst the birth of sea turtles. I'm not. I welcome all sea turtles. I'm just saying, scientifically, they got to get some more dudes up in here. So hopefully, when the male sea turtles are like, I'm boning, they have some males, So, male sea turtles. But, all sea turtles populate. You get it. All right. So, let's get back to this. Male sea turtles, start boning. That's number 5. That's what we learned. Male sea turtles, you got to start getting, and there's a little more pressure on the males because there's one of them and there's 116 females. So they really gotta be like, I gotta take one for the team here. I don't feel sorry for the male sea turtles. I'm thinking that they got a great life right now. They really do. All right, number 6. We have just over a decade left before the best case scenario for global warming passes us by. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, a group of the world's top scientists convened by the United Nations, put out a stark report last year highlighting how little time we have left to limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, the most ambitious goal under the 2015 Paris Climate Agreement. The key finding was if we want to hit this target, we have to cut global greenhouse gas emissions in half compared to where they are now by 2030. By 2050, we would have to reach net zero emissions, and after that, we would even have to start withdrawing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Otherwise, the window to 1.5 degrees Celsius closes, and we lock ourselves into more warming, which will lead to more sea level rise, more devastating extreme weather, mass migrations, and expensive declines in the global economy. And despite these findings, we're far off track. That said, we do know what we need to do to accelerate the progress in fighting climate change: pricing carbon dioxide, eating less meat, supporting public officials who will advance critical policies, Green New Deal. Right? There we go. So that's number 6. This is something we already knew. We can still do something to try to slow this down. The bad news is we're really fucking behind schedule. And not enough people give a shit that we're really fucking behind schedule. Come on. Right? Come on. There are male sea turtles out there just fucking as much as they can to do their part. They're trying to have more dudes. Or just more. Were you going to tell? Are you going to tell these male sea turtles that their intense all-female orgies were for nothing? Is that what you're going to do? I drink water from a mason jar. And this has been reused. Doing the best I can. Doing the best I can as an individual. It's not enough, but I do my best. Don't do enough, but I do what I can. One mason jar at a time. Somebody asked if this was vodka. It is not. But a couple people have asked that question. If it was, the show would be even weirder. All right. Number 7, a coming verdict on our right to a safe climate. A wave of lawsuits hinging on damages wrought by climate change gained momentum over the past year. Interestingly, climate science isn't what's up for debate in these climate lawsuits. Rather, the key fights are over the legal rights to a safe climate and whether parties are owed damages from those that contributed to the problem. In one set of cases, children and young people are suing the federal government for profiting off leases to fossil fuel extractors on public lands, despite knowing the damages caused by rising average temperatures. In another set of lawsuits, cities, states, and local governments are suing oil companies for posing a public nuisance. The argument is that fossil fuels produce heat-tripping gases, which in turn cause problems like sea level rise and threaten valuable shorelines. At stake are billions of dollars in liability for some of the largest and most powerful institutions in the world, and the cases could set precedents that stand for generations. These lawsuits are now working their way through the courts in the United States and other parts of the world. The outcomes in these cases are critical but uncertain. Look at this person right here. All right? This is an article about lying, but this person should be saying, climate change, we got to do something. Do something. Do something. Here's 7 things we didn't know. Happy Earth Day. There you go. Boom, Earth Day. I thought that was a nice little collection. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your